It took me a few minutes, but when I finally found my brother, he was standing with a boy I'd never seen before, and they were both holding bright blue cotton candy. Stephen then introduced...
Why that sound? That doom means something's bad. I don't like this kid.
But I had this gut feeling that something was wrong, and it only got worse after I met the stand.
Let me just say, I've never seen cotton candy floss, spook awesome, that's that dark blue. Have you ever noticed it's all pastel colors for the most part? I wonder if maybe they can't produce deeper colors. Like, I like to see a deep red. That never happens.
Owner, Billy. Billy was a strange-looking man with bloodshot eyes and a crooked nose. He also had this sick grin on his face as he looked at me and said, "Hey there, little..."
You know, I wish pedophiles were this obvious. You know? I wish pedophiles and creeps and flashers and all those types of weird ass people, I wish they were this obvious looking.
Miss, would you like to try Billy's cotton candy? It's only $3, and it's the best cotton candy in the whole world. Everything about Billy felt wrong, and I was hesitant to buy anything from him, so I declined. Despite my refusal, Billy insisted that I try the blue raspberry.
That's suspicious. That's weird.
It was at this point that my little brother suddenly started foaming at the mouth as he fell to the floor. It wasn't long before all the kids around me began to pass out, and before I could even scream, a damp cloth was forced onto my nose. I tried to fight, but the world around me slowly went dark. I then frantically looked for any opportunity to escape, and I eventually came across a small metal rod. It was rusty, but I knew I could hit it against the cage's lock and get...
Why is there a rod there? Like, it's so convenient. It's so convenient that I wouldn't write it into a script.
It open. However, before I could do anything, I froze, as that was the moment I finally saw it. There are no words to explain the horror I felt as I witnessed the morbid sight in front of me. My little brother Stephen was lying motionless on a bloody slab. His corpse had been torn open, and Billy was looming over him. I watched in horror as he mutilated his corpse by carefully taking out my little brother's organs before placing them in a cooler. I let out a guttural scream as tears filled my eyes. I immediately bolted toward the door with no hesitation as Billy fell to the floor holding his eye. As I ran for the exit, I could hear him screaming the words,
"I'll get you for this, you stupid brat! I swear I'll find you and I'll cut you open!"
I ran as fast as my legs could carry me, and I didn't stop until I saw an old couple passing by who immediately helped me call the police. But unfortunately, it was already too late by then, as Billy had escaped before the authorities arrived. An investigation was immediately carried out, and the detective...
Can you imagine the psychopath still being out there? Selling candy floss. That's frightening. That is scary. That is a horror story that's animated.
All the mutilated corpses, including Stephen's, were missing their kidneys, skin tissue, and portions of their livers. The detectives also found surgical tools, copious amounts of ice, in addition to organ preservation fluids like Belzer UW, SPS1, and HTK in the shed. However, as the investigation continued, things took an even more disturbing turn when the detectives couldn't find anyone matching Joey's description among the corpses.
I knew it. I knew it. He looks like a little... can't can't explain what he looks like. At the same time, he looks like somebody that doesn't necessarily want to recruit victims. I don't know. He just creeped me out.
They weren't certain. A few detectives believed that Joey was actually part of the organ trafficking ring, as these organizations often hired young boys to lure other unsuspecting kids around their age for organ harvesting.